quick update on my RedSea Reefer 450. This tank is a 5-foot long RedSea tank. I believe it's 22 inches tall, 20 inches deep. I run SPS dominant on most of the upper half and then have some LPS around the sides and the bottom and some zoanthids. Recent changes, I added 2 Gyre XF 330s to either side and then moved my MP40s to the back wall, so I'm getting some very good flow. I'm also removing the sand bed slowly. It was just, as it matured, it just started getting pretty disgusting, and as I increase flow, I don't want to deal with that. So taking it out slowly during water changes to avoid any upset. One of my goals with the power heads was to make more varied flow. These torches in the past were just getting blasted from left to right. Now I'm able to have them go back and forth rather than just one direction. So I'm hoping that this will allow them to grow a little quicker and maybe look a little healthier. One of the reasons I'm removing the sand bed is I started getting this gunk on the top that would come back within a couple days. So for a couple months I was siphoning out parts of the sand, rinsing it and putting it back in, and that would help for a few days, and then every week I'd have to do that. It would either be red, brown, random other colors. I looked under a microscope and it looks to be the large cell dinoflagellates, which aren't toxic per se, so it's not a big deal, but they're pretty nasty. So I'm removing the sand slowly out of the whole tank, except this corner. I'll keep this in check, but this is so my wrasse can sleep at night. This is one of my new acropora that I'm really excited about. It's a blue hoaxami. Recently got it. It had really nice colored tips and was a little browned out in the middle, but it's really coloring up. It's hard to get on camera, but the tips glow like a turquoise blue. It's really striking, and since I run some daylight hours, I really love the blue corals and try to get as many as I can. So some of my acropora frags that were small sticks a couple months ago are really starting to take off. So I'm excited about that. No acropora deaths in over a year and a half. So I'm doing something right, hopefully. As you can see, some of these colonies are getting pretty big. This Aussie green slimer is just going nuts. It's probably 15, 16 inches from the base to the furthest tip. And it needs to be fragged constantly. I would imagine some of these tips are growing like an inch a month. Other new additions, I got some pretty nice Euphilia, some orange hammer here, orange branching hammer here, golden blue frog spawn here, and then a turquoise hammer, which isn't really showing up well on the camera, but all those are looking pretty good. So about 2 weeks ago, I tried to remove this encrusting mani by just scraping off all the flesh that I could to where it was bone white, so I could mount this millipora here. But as you can see, I didn't kill it, and now it's growing back and almost looking healthy. So I'll probably give that another go until I finally kill it off. Not worried about saving any because I have a nice colony down here. With all the new flow, I'm gonna have to move some stuff around. This torch doesn't seem to be getting damaged by the increased flow, but it's definitely not opening up like it used to. So I'll probably find a lower flow area for this snakeskin Aussie torch here. I've been running these ATI Stratons for almost 2 years, and I'm really enjoying them. I wish they had a little more pop in the color versus like a Radion, but these 2 units blanket my tank, and I'm very happy with the spread and the power intensity. I do run them at 100% for a few hours. As you can see, it's about 14 inches off the surface of the water. I don't get any high par anywhere, so I get about 350 max up towards the top quarter, but it's pretty widespread. I think the lowest point on the sand or the bottom of the tank is upper 100s, low 200s, so that's not too bad. You know, unless it's shaded by rock, it's getting at least 150 to 200 par all the way down on the bottom. So I'm very happy with those. Plus, you know, you can't beat how thin and quiet they are. There's no motors. It's flat on top. You know, it just looks like you have an iPad hanging over your tank. One criticism of the Straton is that you can't mount it to the tank, and typically you need to hang it from the ceiling. I couldn't hang it from the ceiling because I have concrete ceilings and I have this giant HVAC duct right above the tank. So what I did was found the longest shelf bracket I could find, and then some aluminum bar, and then just kind of drilled it to where I could mount it flush over the tank. So you can kind of see it goes right over the tank perfectly. It looks a little like, you know, has that industrial look, but so does my condo, so it kind of blends right in. And then as far as the cord, I use some of this cable hide track to where it goes straight back into the track, and then I made the cross braces level with the water level. So when you're looking head on at the tank, you really only see the vertical wire concealers, and then as it goes horizontal across the back, it's kind of hidden by the water line, and then it goes straight down. When I moved my vortex to the back wall, I didn't want to see those wires either, so I cut a little hole out of the bracket and had the wires go straight in there. So now with the vortex, you just see the wire go up, and then as it goes across to the back wall, it's kind of hidden at the water line, so you don't really see it too well. A couple issues I'm having. I moved this rainbow stylo from a high flow, high light area to a lower flow, lower light, and it's STNing, so I don't think this thing's gonna make it. I'm gonna leave it in here just to see. Maybe it'll hang on a little bit, but I think it's a goner. Other than that, there's some brown stuff growing on the rocks. I don't think it's dinos, but could be diatoms. Either way, I have a UV light coming today. Not for that reason, just because I'm getting tired of cleaning the glass. But whatever it is, that should help. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. I hope to do more of these videos in the future. And if you have any criticism, feedback, whatever, let me know. As I'm not very good at making videos, but I would love to improve.